turned on? The little cloth thing keeps all the ruffling of the cloth and other than that sound.
Hare Krishna. Welcome to the Swami conference. Our first speaker is Tridandi Maharaj. Tridandi Maharaj has lived in Vrindavan for the last 20 years. He's a disciple of Srila Maharaj. I have to say something about this conference. When the Rupa Sanatana Gaudiya first started, Srila Maharaj began this conference inviting all the prominent scholars and Vidwan Acharyas. Hare Krishna. This is Brajendra Kumar, one of our speakers. But to come and to glorify Rupa Goswami. He had a mix of the Sanskrit scholars, the academics, and the devotees from all the Gaudiya months and ISKCON to come and glorify Srila Rupa Goswami. This conference is unique because it is exclusively devoted to Srila Rupa Goswami Pad, from whom we get the theology of Gaudiya Vaishnavism. And it was Srila Narayan Maharaj's desire that we also continue it in English. So we started this English sessions. This was 9 years ago. And so we're very pleased to welcome Tridandi Maharaj.
Guruvare Gaurachandraya Radhikaya Tadalaya Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tadabhaktaya Namo Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Shtapatam Jena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Katamayam Dadati Swapatantikam. I first of all offer millions and millions of Dandavat pranams unto the lotus feet of my most beloved Gurudev, Nityalila Pradishta Om Asto Tadasara Shishimat Srila Bhaktivedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj. And the same again millions of times unto our beloved Nityalila Pradishta Om Astotara Sarashishimat Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada and all the Vaishnava and Vaishnavi devotees of the Lord, Dandavat pranams. So this is the beginning of our Rupa Goswami Mahotsav, and I'd just like to take a few moments to express my gratitude to Manjari Didi, who has so kindly arranged all of this with great energy and effort for many years now. Our Srila Gurudev, Srila Bhaktivedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj, would have a 5-day festival, sometimes a 4-day festival, glorifying Srila Rupa Goswami Pad. And Manjari Didi has very kindly taken that upon herself to extend that glorification just for the English-speaking devotees in particular, but to make a more formal presentation outside of the temple area. So I'm very grateful, because otherwise I wouldn't have a chance to express any Pushpanjali today to Rupa Goswami. And many other speakers also will get opportunity to speak and glorify him for so many days. So we understand that Sri Krishna, he appeared 5,000 years ago to deliver Raganuga Bhakti, to give this Ragmarg conception to the world. The whole world is in a mood of Aishwarya. It's described in the 4th chapter of Adi Lila. But Krishna is saying that this is not what captures me. This is not what controls me. So Krishna advented and tasted something of that rasa from the Vishaya's perspective, from the perspective of being that Supreme Lord, with his embodiments of the gopis and Radha in Braj. And then The four sampradayas manifested during the next 5,000 years, and within those sampradayas, the various philosophical understandings of who is Krishna and who is not Krishna were contended. Ramanuja was saying, no, there's a speciality by Shishtirvad, etc., and then Dvaitavad, Shuddha Dvaitavad, Dvaita Dvaitavad of Nimbaditya, etc. So this, and then Mahaprabhu, he reconciled this philosophical discussion, you can say, down through the ages. It's like an evolution of consciousness. So Mahaprabhu can establish his Achintya Veda Abheda Tattva philosophy. So this was part of Mahaprabhu's gift to the world. But then after Krishna, of course, we know and understand that Mahaprabhu manifested to give an understanding. He manifested principally to taste this rasa that Krishna had come to demonstrate. And he was in a mood of ashraya, tasting this. But it wasn't given by him directly. It was given by him directly by Srila Rupa Goswami Pad. Srila Rupa Goswami is that person who gave this rag-marg to the world. So we come from Krishna to Mahaprabhu to Rupa Goswami. Rupa Goswami was totally empowered by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He was empowered in such a way that he could withstand the separation moods. We see with Sukadeva Goswami that he couldn't even utter the name Sri Radha in the Srimad Bhagavatam except in a disguised form. So Rupa Goswami was given that potency that he could withstand that separation mood and therefore write the Rasa Tattva scriptures. Without this embodiment, without this understanding of what is Bhakti Ras, as I just said previously, in these four sampradayas there was the current of Bhakti was flowing, but it was not Bhakti Ras. And this Bhakti Ras is what Krishna specifically 5,000 years ago wanted to benedict the jivas of this time with. He wanted that Aishwarya mood to be purified. He wanted to give us an opportunity. So it's a remarkable phenomenon that in this ghastly age of Kali, which is so fraught with so much anomaly and danger and difficulty and disturbance, etc., there's this one amazing jewel of Raganuga Bhakti, Rag-marg. And our beloved Gurudev in particular, Srila Bhaktivedanta Narayan Maharaj, has kept this current very actively flowing. In his time of preaching in the world, he wrote commentaries and supported so much of the teachings of this Rag-marg. Today, in most Gaudiya mats, etc., it's not so openly discussed as was discussed by our beloved Gurudev. He wanted this conception to be really clearly understood and fully functioning and flowing powerfully. So he gave us that. That's why he did these 4-5-day festivals every year. This is why he wrote commentaries on Vilak Kusmanjali, Gopi Geet, Geet Govinda, so many Raghavartman Chandrika, so many books describing and delineating these particular topics. So in this conference, I'm quite sure we will be discussing so much of Rupa Goswami Pad's gifts to the world. Gurudev once said that if you're feeling great honor and appreciation towards somebody, then you're feeling a sense of gratitude. And if you're feeling a sense of gratitude, then you have to consider what is it that I'm grateful for. And when we consider Srila Rupa Goswami, it's endless, the gifts and the treasures that he has given us. First of all, for example, he's described what is bhakti. Anyadalasatashanyam jnana karmadi anadritam anukulyena krishna anushilanam bhakti uttama. What is bhakti? Without material desires, all material desires expelled, etc. No gyan, no calm, covering that seed of bhakti. And it is fully in a mood of understanding what is my bhav relationship, this Krishnanushilanam. So this is like the first really clear definition of Shuddha Bhakti. And then he goes the next step. What is our goal? Kriti sadhya bhavet sadhya bhavsa sadhanabhida nitya siddhyasya bhavasya prakratam iti sadhyate. He shows clearly what is the sadhya, that this nitya siddhya bhavasya, that this eternal soul is residing within the body. It's eternal. And the seed of devotion is in potential within that soul, like the seed of a large tree. When you see a seed of a large tree, you don't see anything except a tiny little seed. Similarly, that same seed is within the heart of every jiva. Nitya siddhyasya bhavasya prakritam. Prakritam means in potential. We have the potential to realize it. So only Rupa Goswami has enunciated this so explicitly, so clearly. And then he tells us what is bhav. This Shuddha Sattva Visheshatma Prem Suryavam Samyabhak Ruchibis Chitar Mishnu Shud Bhav Uchyate. That what is bhav? What is prem? This bhav is a tiny little kiran, a tiny little spark of prem. So these profound subject matters, these profound step by step have only been delineated initially by Srila Rupa Goswami. He has given this foundation for us, this step by step. Then he goes on to describe what is bhav. This kshantiya, avyakta kaladvam, viraktiya manasunyata, asha bandha, samutkanta, nama ganasalaruchi, ashaktis tadguna kine, pritis tad vasate stale. These 8 symptoms of what is bhav. I'm not going to all of you, we all understanding what are all these verses, etc. But this is the core foundation of what Srila Rupa Goswami has given us. We don't have to speculate. It's the principle of the psychology of love. This rasa tattva is so exalted a topic. It's way beyond anything we can conceive in this material realm. And without a pure practice, following these tenets that Rupa Goswami has delineated very, very clearly, how can we possibly access this realm of the divine love, of service to that divine love? He's also saying, in his Vedanta mother, this anapita chirin chirat, this chirat, not for a long, long time has this been given. Once in the day of Lord Brahma, this has been given. Only once in 8,460,000,000 years. Such an immense time. Only that amount of time has passed since this was last actually given. So Rupa Goswami, he writes this anapita chirin chirat karunaivaitano kalos samaravaitam unnata ujvala rasam swabhakti shriyam hari purata sundarata di katamba santibita sada hrdare kandare spuratu vasachi nandanaha. Rupa Goswami wrote this at the beginning of Vedanta Mother, and Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj, he takes that verse and 3 times he quotes it in the first chapter in glorification of Rupa Goswami. So this is, my topic of my talk is introduction. So I'm the most junior here, so I'm allowed to speak first. This is the position of the most junior, so by great fortune and mercy, Manjari has let me speak first, so that I won't be intimidated by everybody else. But I'm just trying to my objective is just to lay the foundation of all the stepping stones we already are very familiar with. These particular verses are the stepping stones. So he's given us what is bhav, the symptoms of bhav. He's given us what is prem, sarvatya vamsakarine yadyapi yadvamsi, what's that? Sarvatra vamsakarine yad, Savitri, what's that? Sarvatra vamsakarine yadyapi dvamsi. I have to read it from my verse. Sarvata dvamsakarine yadyapi dvamsakarine yad bhava bandhanam yunosa prem parikirtida. That what is this nature of prem? He's describing the transcendental divine love. And he's saying that when a young boy and a young girl meet, and there comes obstacles in their path of their relationship, perhaps their relationship will fold. But transcendental prem is when there are obstacles, etc., within the path of that loving relationship, and they not only don't fold, but they go higher and higher and higher. We see in the example of Sri Radha, she's in Braj, her beloved Krishna has gone to Dwarka. Not only has he married again, but he's married 16,000 queens. Not just one queen, but 16,108 queens. Not only that, but he has so many children. Not only that, but he has grandchildren. Isn't that sufficient reason and excuse for most relationships to break and fall? But no, what is the dynamic is that it goes higher and higher. What about Chandravali? Her love for Krishna is prem. It's not on the same Mahabharata stage as Sri Radha, but nevertheless that prem is so high. And she has every reason. Krishna's lying on her lap, she's caressing him, and Krishna is saying, oh, Radhe, Radhe, Radhe. Chandravali says, oh, what is this? Kamsa, Kamsa, Kamsa. Then Krishna looks at Chandravali and says, oh, why are you saying Kamsa, Kamsa, Kamsa? And then Chandravali says, can you see Radhe around here? And then Krishna realizes what he said. But her love is constantly being challenged. But does her love diminish in any? Only Rupa Goswami has initiated the definition or the psychology of this divine love through all the terminologies of Rasa Tattva. He's described what is Sambhogras, what is Vipralamba, the 4 different types of Vipralamba. There's Purvarag, and then Man, and then Prem Vaichitya, and then Pravas, these different types, and then the different types of meeting. Who else has described this? This Ujjvala Nilamani that Srila Rupa Goswami gave us is like the very foundation of every aspect of our Gaudiya Siddhanta. Without a clear focus on the Sadhya, Raganuga Bhakti, our practice is basically useless. It's just completely in the Vaidhi Marg area. What are we going to achieve that we couldn't have achieved in the Ramanuja Sampradaya or somewhere else like this? But this Rag Marg and Rupa Goswami Pad, he has given us through these basic verses that I've been describing. And this is, I'm not an erudite scholar, as Manjari was saying that there are scholars. Scholars will speak here, but I'm far from anything of this nature. But I just have an appreciation for what is the goal and the gift that Srila Rupa Goswami has given. For example, we can see just in his Upadeshamrita how we started late. In his Upadeshamrita, he takes us through these 11 steps, controlling the mind, Vajjo Vegam, Manasakroda Vegam, Atyahara Prayasyascha, and then Utsaham, Nischayat Daryat, and then Dadati Pradignati Guyam. It said all these different places, coming to this 8th verse of Tannama Rupa Charitadi Sukirtano Shmitya Kramana Rasnama Siddhyoja Tishtem Braji Tanuragi Janugami Kalam Nayam Akilam Iti Upadesharam. That understanding what is the essential essence of all instruction is to reside in Braj and to take the beverage of this holy name constantly. This is Rupa Goswami is giving us this. This is Rupa Goswami's gift. And then the last verses of this Upadesh Amrita, he's describing the glories of Sri Radha Kund. How much more rasa do we want? And then when he gets into Ujjvala Nilamani, describing the different aspects of Nayak, for example. You know, this Dira Dat, Dira Lit, Dira Shantaha, Dira Data, different types of Nayaka. Then the different types of Nayika, of the heroines. This Proshita Bhartika, Swadina Bhartika, Utkala, Rita. Yes. All of these, they're so sweet. This Abhisarika, they're so sweet. How can we understand that divine relationship without this? This Rasa Tattva gives us the understanding, it grounds us in a sense. It gives us the capability within the consciousness of entering into this realm. Without the Rasa Tattva, if it's just Leela, then it's quite sort of light. It's not very grave. But when we have the tattva, simultaneously, and we have some understanding of that, then the Leela becomes so millions of times more profound. And this is the gift that Srila Rupa Goswami has given us. He was empowered directly by Mahaprabhu in Prayag to give this. He didn't give himself. Mahaprabhu himself gave the 8 verses of Shikshastakam, which capsulate everything. But without the Shiksha, without the instruction of Rupa Goswami, how could we begin to approach the Shikshastakam? We couldn't understand anything. Not anything at all. We are so indebted. This festival should be every single day of our lives. A festival for the glorification of Srila Rupa Goswami Pad. We cannot hear or speak enough. Gurudev said you can speak these topics. You can never complete the topics of Rupa Goswami. They are endless. Totally, totally endless, like an ocean. Everything that we stand for, everything that we have, all the fund of our Siddhanta is just composed of the form of Rupa Goswami. So, I don't feel like I've really even touched the tip of the iceberg. I tried to make an introduction. I tried to say verses that would bring us into an appreciation. Daily verses that the devotees speak every day of our lives. We speak this Anya Vilasita, Kriti Sadhya Bhavet Sadhya, what is Bhav, what is Prem. Every day we're speaking these verses. But other devotees, they will speak much more esoteric verses within the Ujjvala Vilamani and give great pleasure to the hearts of the devotees that are burning in this Davanala, this fire of material consciousness without the light of Rupa Goswami. We are totally bereft. So our beloved Gurudev, he has directly given us this. He's given us an ability also to speak something of these truths. Our service to him now in separation is to keep this current of Ragmarg alive in the world. He gave his life for this. He gave his life, even his reputation amongst so many other groups was minimized because he would speak on these topics because he understood these topics. Others were actually intimidated to speak on these topics, but he spoke boldly and completely openly on all of these topics to give us. We are so blessed to have received this light from him. We should never minimize it or be intimidated or hide it away or fold it or anything. It must come out because this is the path that Mahaprabhu had intended for us. This is his gift. This, what is it? Anapita Chinchira Samarvaitam Unnata Ujjvala Prem. How can we understand this Unnata Ujjvala Prem, which only Mahaprabhu tasted? That Unnata Ujjvala Prem Sva Bhakti Shriya. We are tasting service to that Prem. We have the opportunity to serve that Prem. But how can we serve it if we don't know what it is? And only Rupa Goswami has delineated clearly what it is. So we shouldn't be hesitant, or we should take a vow on this day in particular to keep that inspiration strongly alive in our hearts and to speak about these topics to the best of our ability. And whenever we hear these topics authoritatively being spoken, along with the teachings of Mahaprabhu, because if they're spoken without an understanding of who is Mahaprabhu, they become very shaky. Mahaprabhu's conceptions must be totally integrated and woven into the teachings of Rupa Goswami. Rupa Goswami came as the Shishya of Mahaprabhu. He's complete. Every time we say Rupa Goswami, we think of Mahaprabhu. This Sahaja Nirupe, this was that verse, Priya Swarup, Daita Swarup, Prema Swarup, Sahaja Virupe, Sahaja. He looked as beautiful as Mahaprabhu. He had that because he was the embodiment of that prem. Nirjana Rupi, Eka, Prabhu Eka Rupe, Tatana Rupe, Swavilasa Rupe. This beautiful verse of Kavitampo, it describes the remarkable nature of Rupa Goswami. So, I got a little message that it's time to thank you very much. And, do you have any questions? We're allowed some questions. Vishnu.
You said that Rupa Goswami gave Bhakti Rasa.
Yeah.
He said that there was Bhakti before, but then he gave Bhakti Rasa.
Yeah.
I don't understand the difference between the two. What it was.
Jivas, Vishnu Maharaj is asking this question, what is the difference between Bhakti and Bhakti Ras? He's asking this for others' benefit. He knows more better than me the answer to this question, actually, because Gurudev has spoken so many. Bhakti is the focus on seva to Krishna. Krishna seva vasana. It's focused on that direct service to Krishna as being the supreme controller. That Lord of Vaikuntha, Sri Narayan, Bhakti, pure Bhakti, Shuddha Bhakti, is so purifying for the consciousness. It's like a fresh mountain creek that just rushes through our consciousness and purifies it. But it omits the aspect of taking it to a higher consideration. The higher consideration is, what is that rasa? What is that exchange? What is Krishna? Where does he find his pleasure? In this bhakti, I am finding great pleasure in my own devotion, and Krishna is appreciating that devotion. But if I consider more deeply, where does the Lord find his pleasure? For 12 hours every single day, the Madhyana Lila, Nishanta Lila, Ratri Lila, this makes 12 hours of the day, Krishna is with Sri Radha. It is Sri Radha that brings Krishna pleasure. So what is that relationship? So that relationship is called the rasa. This is the rasa. What is that rasa? Krishna is like the Gurudev used to give the example of a music shop owner. He would own millions of amazing instruments, but he couldn't play any of them. But Sri Radha, she's expert in playing all these instruments, and we can understand that analogy by our own experience in this world. We have all these dormant emotions, and certain individuals will bring out these emotions within us. They don't come out otherwise. If your mother just walks in, you'll immediately feel a certain mood. If your father comes in, you'll feel that mood. You won't feel that with anybody else. So Sri Radha, she holds all of those keys to Krishna's moods. These moods are called rasa, or bhavs. So these moods can only be experienced by when Radha is with Krishna. So Krishna is with Radha 12 hours every single day predominantly. Even though he has this rasa in Vatsalya Ras also is there, and Sakya Ras is there, but not the same degree as Madhurya Ras. So Bhakti Ras is principally the exchange between Radha and Krishna. My service to facilitate. We sing Nikunja, Rati Keli Sita every day. This is like the Swarup of Guru. What is he doing? Every single day he's anxiously serving all the Sakis in Vrindavan, in the Kunjas of Vrindavan. This is his seva, this is his duty, this is what he does, this is what our goal is, to serve in the kunja of Sri Radha. This conception may take many lifetimes to come to fruition. Nevertheless, if we have that desire, Gurudev has assured us that that will bear fruit eventually. So even though it's a lofty topic, still to the best of our ability we must speak these topics. But this basically is the difference between... There are many. We could talk for 3 or 4 hours on the answer to this question. But in principle, bhakti is the service to Krishna, and bhakti ras is that service to the relationship between Radha and Krishna. That's in... You had a question?
No, anybody has another question, they can ask it, and we've got to move on to our next speaker.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Short-circuited.
Well,
He had it
I'm sorry,
before.
we only have time for one question.
Srila Gurudev ki jai, Srila Rupa Goswami Pad ki jai, Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha, Kripa Sindhubhyascha, Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnave Namo Namaha.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Maharaj says he says he's not a scholar, but actually this is a very wonderful presentation. And what is a scholar? A scholar is one who makes things clear, you know, to give us the clarity that we need to understand. That's the true scholarship. Our next speaker is Savita Devi.
Huh?
Kumari Savita.